Hi, I'm Kat.
And I'm Gabe.
And we're
the Ghouls next door.
Yeah, it's a new theme song.
Kat.
So what's up?
Kat.
Welcome to the Ghouls next door. You're saying
I have
secrets.
a secret for you.
Okay.
Shh, don't tell anyone. Shh. It's a very good secret. I'm listening to your words. Ready? Yes. I hear dead people.
You hear them or see them?
I hear them because this is the podcast medium.
Oh, yes, you can't see them.
So it's audio only.
You can only hear them.
All I hear is dead people.
Yeah, no, me too.
Okay.
I think it's because we're both dead.
Wait, what? Whoa, spoiler!
Yeah,
for the Ghouls next
we're
door.
both murdered.
We've been dead this whole time.
You didn't know. So yeah, guess what we watched. Secrets for you.
So, you know how you think you have like 5 senses?
Yeah. Whoa.
Well, apparently.
There's 6.
There's a 6th one.
We found it.
Yeah.
It was in my
What
pocket
is
the
it?
whole time.
Oh, you're always keeping things in there. It's not in that giant purse of yours.
Yeah, you know, the whole satchel situation that we got going on. But yeah, so the Sixth Sense.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Which was made by a person. So
which
the
is what
real theme is.
Yes, which is what this episode is about. Which is a lovely man.
Shyamalan.
Nope, it should be nice. M. Night Shyamalan. So yeah, we wanted to talk to you guys about a person instead of just like a topic. Because he's kind of a topic in himself.
Yeah,
like
made a bunch of movies.
He is a theme. You know? When people hear M. Night's name, one, they have like mixed feelings now. But their first general reaction is like, ooh, twist. Ooh, kind of scary, but also like psychological. Makes you think a bit.
M. Night Bruce mess around.
Yeah, the Bruce Willis the Bruce Willis twist movies. Yeah. As my friend Jeff likes to say.
What did he call them? He called them something.
The Bruce Willis twists.
Okay, is that what it was?
Yeah.
I thought it was something goofy.
Because he doesn't understand that it's not Bruce Willis with the twist. It's M. Night, who just happens to keep hiring Bruce Willis
to do his films. So, it's not just like Bruce Willis did the whole thing.
He
happens to be in the movies that have the twists in them.
He wasn't like, yo, M. Night.
Typecasting.
Check this.
You know.
Check this.
I got this story for you.
I got a twist for you.
Yeah.
And he was like, man, I was just going to make a normal movie about a kid who just had schizophrenia really early onset.
Bruce Willis comes into play. It's like,
and
whoa.
He was like, actually, I was dead. Spoilers.
For you. Did you know? Did you know I was dead the whole time? I didn't. That's the whole movie.
M. Night's like, mind blown.
Yeah.
And he's like, you mind if I put my name on here? And Bruce is like, whatever, bruh.
Yeah,
people will know it's the Bruce Willis twist.
Yeah, it's my coined term. You'll see me in Looper later. It'll just be a
it
whole
makes
what.
sense.
He's typecasted at this point. Every single movie he's in is just like, whoa.
Every single movie
and then
he's in.
It's like funny because it's like, he should totally get credit for the fact that like he's like good at playing that character that's just like, oh, that thing you thought wrong.
He's good at playing a cop who was bad and he's not bad anymore. He's like a recovering alcoholic and he messed up his family and he's kind of angry about it.
He's good at messing up his family in every movie that he's in. That's very true. And then like recovering from it, having some like.
But it's like still a good guy. Like you're still not mad.
Yeah, you're still like Bruce. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, bitch. Back to M. Night. What's up?
We're talking about M. Night Shyamalan. And so we watched Split because it was the most recent.
Sure did.
We watched Unbreakable because they are connected. And we watched Sixth Sense because it's a classic. It's his first big hit. And, I mean, it makes sense. We've also, obviously seen maybe not all, but most of his films.
Yeah. And literally every podcast thus far, I've mentioned The Sixth Sense at one point. Because it was one of, like, the really big scary movies that I saw as a kid that, like, made me realize that scary movies were a thing.
It means a lot to Kat. Also, we wanted to represent the way that he represents in that every one of his movies is in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
And that's where we are.
It was so fun to literally call out each time, like, you said South Philly? Bitch! No.
That's not
where
you
are. That is
are.
Society Hill, motherfucker. I'm in South Philly now, and I know the streets are not that nice.
Yes.
What inside of the house are you at right now? Because none of those buildings look like that.
That skyline is not that close.
That's
if you're
where
in
the
South
fancy
Philly.
people
Where
live.
are you? Yes.
But yeah, that part's always fun. It's like, guess where we
where you are.
Because it's not the place that it says.
Or just seeing, like, landmarks and, like, pieces of places that you see every day. It was fun watching Split because my mom kept hinting because she was like, you know where this place is. Like, you know where they are. And so I spent the whole movie being like, okay, where is it? And then when I watched it again with Kat this time, it was fun to kind of try to see if I could have understood if, like, the background could have given it away. And I think if I really thought about it, I could have figured it out. We wanted to start just kind of like our own personal feelings about M. Night and his films, ones that we liked, ones that, you know, maybe missed the mark, and kind of what he, I guess, means to us. As cliche as that sounds, as one singular man.
M. Night, you know.
But, you know, we always do our own personal spin. So, Kat, you want to tell us about your deep feelings about The Sixth Sense?
Yeah, I mean, M. Night in general, like, a lot of his movies were movies that I saw with, like, very important family members in my life. Like, I watched Signs with my grandpa, and that was, like, a thing. And I watched The Sixth Sense with my dad, and that was also, like, a thing. So, I mean, honestly, I saw The Sixth Sense first. I was, like, 7. Yes. And I remember it being, like, funny because my dad was dating his current wife at the time. And she's just very, like, traditional, and, like, he always kind of did things with me that, like, he probably shouldn't have, like, let me watch Terminator, and, like, let me watch the fucking Sixth Sense as a 7-year-old, or, like, play Beavis and Butthead and crap. Like, stuff that I should not have been able to do, because it was totally inappropriate and somewhat traumatizing. Yeah,
we both had parental figures who did not understand that children should not watch these things.
Yeah, like, the rated R was there for a reason. What? Like, it was not made for tiny people. They don't let
It's not rated R for righteous.
Or Rugrats.
Rugrats for really let your kid watch it.
Yeah, that's not that. So, like, she was very aware that I shouldn't be watching this movie, and he was, like, assuring her, like, it's okay, like, we've watched other movies together, it's not that big of a deal. And I remember sitting with them watching this movie, and then the part where the little girl is, like, vomiting inside his tent, once it's already been, like, established that, like, the dead people is a situation at hand. Yeah. So, because, like, it starts slow, and they're like, oh, there's not... It's just, like, kind of weird sometimes. He screams, and it's scary. It's not like, oh, there are straight up dead people everywhere. We watched it together, and I remember that scene coming on when they started to show the actual dead people that he was seeing, and I just started screaming at the top of my lungs, and I was like, turn it off! Like, and I did that a lot with scary movies when I didn't actually want you to turn it off. I was just being dramatic.
You're just reacting.
Yeah, I was just like, holy shit, that lady's puking. We don't want to puke. That's the thing you don't do. Ew. I'm upset. Everyone should be upset. There's dead things. So I started screaming, and they turned off the movie, and they wouldn't turn it back on. And I remember being so mad, because I was like, well, I wanted to know what happens.
Do you feel resolved now?
Well, yeah, I've seen it like a million times.
Continuously torturing yourself.
Yeah, I don't know. It obviously, like, as I got older, it didn't bother me as much. The first time, could not actually watch it because I would not stop screaming at the television. And it made me realize that, like, oh, I have things to be scared of.
Yeah.
Like, whoa, ghosts are a thing. I thought it was just, like, don't talk to strangers. And, like, don't do things like that. Like, scary things happen, but they're real things. Where, like, that movie was like, oh my god, they don't have to be real. They don't have to be real. It doesn't have to actually be feasible at all. Yeah. They're just ghosts, and they can torture you, and then you're dead. Like, I was, like, super freaked out by that. Like, that it was out of anyone's control. And that, like, you could just see them, and that would just be a thing. And I remember just being really freaked out at the idea of, like, seeing things that weren't there.
Yeah, I didn't see Sixth Sense. I actually saw it for the first time when we watched it for this episode. I knew the twist, because everyone knows.
Well, yeah, because you had it ruined for you, because you didn't watch it in the appropriate amount of time that anyone should have watched it.
Exactly. I mean, I wasn't mad, because it's like, you know what? It came out like a long-ass time ago.
10 plus
It's almost like 20 years. I would say my first, like, memorable M. Night movie is Signs. Yeah. I, like, totally forgot that he did that. But
yeah, I did too, actually.
Yeah. I remember watching that with my mom, and both of us being absolutely floored at the end. Like, and I remember being scared. Like, I watched
same.
Signs not very recently, like in the last few years, and I remember and I see like the aliens and they're so bad.
Yeah, they're ridiculous. They're like looking
stupid. But I remember being utterly terrified. Like when they're at the birthday party and they pan over because the kids start screaming and he just walks and it's just that weird like almost like caveman walk.
Yep, right there with you.
Terrified, screamed. I was hiding under the covers.
A birthday party too. Her name was Emily.
There's a scene with a birthday party.
No, I know, but I was at a birthday party
you were at
and I watched it.
Yeah. That's terrible. But I remember watching it, and the thing is, my family is very religious, as I've said on this podcast. So, and I was at the time of seeing that film, and there was that whole thing where it was like everything happens for a reason. Like the mom, spoiler alerts. If you haven't
this
seen
whole
Signs,
thing is spoilers. You just
always
don't listen because we don't have self-control.
Yeah,
Continue.
we don't know how to dance around. But like the mom dying. My favorite is like the little girl who left all the half-drink glasses of water.
I straight up would do that.
Oh, I do that all the time
now because like. Yes.
I don't do it on purpose. I'm just...
Oh, no, when I was like... after I saw that with my grandpa, he was like, oh, is that why you leave all the water around? I was like, now it is. You thought I did it. You thought I did it before. You wait. Aliens will not get in our house. I'm going to leave all the water everywhere.
Yeah, but I remember like at the ends feeling like, yeah, of course. Like, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And, you know, sometimes really shitty things happen and it's God's roundabout reason to help you fight aliens.
Yeah.
Duh.
He knew.
Bruce knew. Probably. He called him up. Was like, hey, make this movie.
I got a twist for you.
I saw some cornfields and I had this thought.
Yeah.
But, so I remember that and being like very, like I loved it. And then I remember watching like The Village with my family. We were all very surprised at the ending. Like, what? They were there the whole time? And it's like present day and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, it is
that was cool.
Yeah.
I've always enjoyed M. Night's movies, even the ones who don't get a lot of love, like The Happening.
Yeah, I like The Happening.
I loved it. I also
I watched it way too many times.
That was the first movie I noticed that M. Night does it in Philly because I had been in Philly when I watched it.
That movie's in Philly?
Because it's like it's very obvious when you're watching it. Like I remember being like, "Holy fuck, I was there! Like I've been there." It was like one of the more in your face versions of that. But The Happening, which I did love, and you can hate on it. And then The Visit
I liked it.
Was their most recent one that I had seen besides Split. Where
did we watch it?
That's what the kids go to visit the grandparents.
Oh, no. I didn't know that was M. Night. Holy shit, that movie was not. Okay. Okay, continue.
I called that ending, though. It wasn't a surprise to me.
Yeah.
I called it in theaters. Like I said the words right before the reveal happened, and everyone looked at me because they thought I had already seen it. But I was like, no, it's really hard for me to get surprised by endings now. I pick up on all, like, the things that they try to tell
it's like a game for us, too, to guess. Like, we do that a lot. Where we're like, oh, I bet it's this.
Yes. Which is, like, a thing that kind of has worked against M. Night these days, where, like, with Sixth Sense, Unbreakable roughly, but, like, Signs, like, those were big hits because they had those twists and they were really interesting, but now everyone's looking for those twists, so it kind of takes away from like what's really happening.
Yeah, they're like, what is it? What's the twist? Because there is one.
You know. So then you spend the whole time trying to guess it
instead of actually like watching the movie,
being a decent fucking human being.
Says the person who does that. I do it all the time. Though
I never said I was a decent fucking human being. I didn't
realize The Visit was him. We watched it together. That movie messed me up. I was so freaked out. I watched that
several times.
I was like, don't make grandparents scary. Oh, those are my favorite things.
That's true.
And you're going to ruin them for everybody.
I fucking love grandparents.
I love grandparents. And they tried to make them scary. And I was like, no.
But they were...
That grandma was scary as hell. And then the grandpa got scary out of nowhere. He was like normal. And then he got scary out of nowhere. But oh my God.
It was scary for a movie where nothing really happened until the last 10 minutes. But that's M. Night.
With the thing with the dive. Oh my God.
Yeah. I'd say for M. Night,
it was awful.
It's a whole movie of really nothing. And then all of a sudden it's something.
Well, they're like little creepy things. We're like, what the heck?
But I mean, like, Unbreakable was a movie of nothing until the very last 5 minutes.
Yeah, Unbreakable was slow. It was literally like, you don't have to film him drinking orange juice.
It was a day in the life. I'm sure it meant something.
Oh, sure. I'm sure there's like little things in there too.
Yeah.
I still love the scene though with like the little boy. He's like, "I'm gonna shoot you to show that you're a soup." I thought it was so funny.
You love patricide.
I thought it was so funny.
I think it's great.
I thought it was funny.
Okay.
I'm going to be hurt, but then I'm going to go upstairs and I'm going to pack and I'm going to leave for New York because I thought we were just starting to be friends for real. Friends listen to each other. They don't shoot each other. Do they, Audrey?
No shooting friends, Joseph.
Joseph!
Oh God, Joseph.
You are about to be in big trouble!
He's going through all different kinds
Now
of
I am your father.
It's just like anything, just don't fucking shoot me.
Right now.
He's just going through
What?
really every mental
Tactic.
Yeah.
To be like, hey son, don't shoot me. But like he starts nice, and then
really want to shoot
he starts nice, like I totally believe him, but that's not gonna work. And then he's like, hey, don't you dare! I'm gonna count back from 5.
If I get dead, you're grounded.
It's literally
That's
so
the
funny.
answer.
Like he just tried every single tactic that you can as like a parent or a teacher to be like, yo, I see you have that gun.
Therapy is
Knock that shit out.
Let me tell you a story.
So instead of having a history lesson, exactly, we have a biography. A biography.
Shyamalan, I can say it,
It's
right?
so
That's how I say
rude,
it?
yes.
Shyamalan.
It's so rude.
M. Night.
You can learn how to say it.
I said it already.
If we did
I
an
know
episode
how to
on
say it,
Tchaikovsky, you would be able to say it.
I know how to say it. I just like
Okay.
to be rude.
That's true. Got it. So we're just going to give a nice little brief history look into this life of this man, which, I mean, you can't really describe too much of someone's life. Like, what does that even mean?
We don't know.
Like,
We
who
weren't
are
there.
you? You're not...
Stop getting all existentialist on this right now.
What
Who is
even
life?
are you?
Who are we?
We're just an assembly of
in
past
comparison to the
events.
rest of the world.
We are nothing.
We are just a blip.
We are just a tiny blue dot. We're in a cat's collar. Or in a Ryan's belt. Remember that?
yeah.
That was the thing.
Men in Black.
Here comes Men in Black. Galaxy Defenders.
Yeah.
That.
Nothing to do with horror, but you know.
Here comes Midnight Shyamalan. He has creepy twist, yeah.
That was good. I was proud of that.
Thanks.
Oh, babe.
Oh, I did it.
You do stuff.
Okay, so Kat, tell us about this mysterious. His name is Mystery Knight. I've just decided that's his first name.
No, it's not.
His first name is now Mystery Knight Shyamalan.
That's absurd. His name's not Mystery.
I've decided.
I have decided no. I don't know what his first name
It's
is.
Mr.
We're going
Mystery.
with M. It's probably fucking Michael. Let's talk about that. It's probably fucking like Michael or Micah or something. Matthew.
Or Mitchell.
What
Can you imagine him, Mitchell?
Mitch. Mitch Shyamalan. So, he was born in India. Was there for like a hot second.
Yeah, that's
Moved to America. Lived there his whole life in Penn Valley.
Pennsylvania.
No. Penn Valley. In Pennsylvania.
Penn Valley, Pennsylvania.
Trying to correct me.
I'm just adding. I'm just helping. I'm here.
I'm saying words. I got this.
I know. I wanted to be a part of it.
Oh, okay. I'll let you say words too. So, that's a suburb. I've never been there because I'm in a suburb. I was raised in a suburb right outside Philly, but I never heard
I had
of
to
Penn
Google
Valley.
it and put it on a map, and I still don't know where it is.
I believe that it exists.
It's by
But yeah.
Ballykinwood. Look that up and try to say it.
I know what
'Cause you won't know.
Ballykinwood is. I know where that is, but I have no idea where Penn Valley is. I feel like I've
It's a
never
lie.
been there.
It's not real.
Yeah, it's a twist.
It's probably fancy people because his dad is a doctor.
Oh, okay. So, so his love of film started young. You know, how it does.
Yeah.
And, you know, he started with a Super 8 camera. I don't know what that means. Maybe you do.
It's a special camera.
It's a special.
It's old.
Whoa.
Catherine?
Tinder match.
Turn off your sound. You're fired. Exit the audio booth, which is our living room.
All right.
Did you put on mute?
I did.
Okay.
Oh my
I don't want to hear about
God.
your
All right, let's start.
sexcapades.
There's none.
It's on record now. Everyone
That's the
heard
whole
it.
Story, no
You heard
twist.
it here first.
Where's Bruce Willis? Who needs to make my life more interesting? I really don't want that. Bruce. He's very old looking. He looks like my dad.
Bruce.
No, he doesn't even look old. He just looks like my dad, and that'd be gross.
Ew. Your dad looks like Bruce Willis.
Not really, but like kind of.
Is your dad hot?
No.
Okay.
So, M. Night.
Yep.
Mitchell. Nice.
Mystery Night.
No. Started his love of film when he was given a Super 8 camera at a young age. It doesn't give an age.
Yeah, it didn't.
But by 17, he had made 45 home movies. On each, oh, that's actually cool. On each of his DVD releases, he includes a scene from one of these. His first hit was The Sixth Sense, as it should be, because it's a great movie.
Uh-huh.
And then his first film was Praying with Anger and Wide Awake, which I've not seen either.
Yeah. Well, one was Praying with Anger was like when he did while he was in college, and then Wide Awake was his first one after that.
What is Wide Awake? Did you see it?
Mm-mm. Okay. It's like about a kid who's trying to figure out more or less what happens after you die, or like if there is a God, because his grandfather dies, and he's like, what happens? And he's unconvinced that he's in a better place.
Yeah.
He's like, what does that mean? So this is like a kid I'd want to punch.
Yo, I don't understand why they say it's a better place. Can we talk about that? Because it's like, then why the fuck don't we all just die?
Well, I just wanted to talk about a bit about him. And it's just like other stuff.
No way, is that what our podcast is?
His history, yeah. Welcome.
Whoa.
Nice deep. Fun fact. I saw this on Wikipedia, so I don't know if it's true. But he apparently ghost wrote She's All That, and I think that's amazing.
Yeah, that is actually really funny.
That's such a great little thing to know about him.
I want that to be true.
Yeah, so he, as everyone knows, had really great success with Sixth Sense. It was very popular. People dug it.
Yeah,
because it was, what, dead people, and you can see them, and whoa. And
spoilers, he was dead the whole time.
This is nuts. I'm scared, but also, like, intrigued.
Yeah, that was a good movie. And also, just that little kid is such a good actor.
Haley Joel
Osment.
What a great babe.
He's so good at it.
His follow-up, Unbreakable, did not get as much attention. It's not so much that it didn't get not good attention, but people didn't dig it as much reasonably because it's kind of dry. And it says, I think it's supposed to be like the start of all these superhero movies, but the twist was that you're watching a superhero movie. I
did not realize that. I was like, well, because we watched Split first, and that totally threw me off.
Yeah.
Because I was expecting it to be like somewhat similar, and it was not at all.
Nope.
Yeah, so.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh, that's it? That's the movie?
He kind of, like, he did not get a lot of money for Lady in the Water.
I remember hearing, like, it was awful.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was cool.
I feel but like it's I not saw like it, but I don't remember.
It's not, for me, I don't think it's varying kinds of what, like, when you're thinking, if you equate M. Night to that twist spoiler, like, heavy ending kind of situation, when you watch Lady in the Water, you're not getting that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just didn't bring in a lot of money that he was hoping. And then following that, you had The Happening, which had a lot of people show up, but a lot of people did not like it.
I don't know why it's so hated.
I think people just thought the idea that the trees were attacking us was stupid. Like, they thought it was just a stupid political move.
Oh, like against, like
us damaging the earth.
And stuff like that.
Yeah. But it was scary. It was scary.
I watched it a bunch of times.
Because, I mean, honestly, like, it's funny in how absurd the premise is, but it's also like, what do you do if the earth did decide to fight us back?
Yeah, if it was just like, I thought it was good.
It's literally you breathe air.
Yeah, there's no...
That's what the trees gave you.
Yeah. And I also thought it was, like, messed up that it made you kill yourself. Like, it wasn't even, like, zombies. Like, it wasn't you killed other people. It was always, like, yourself.
Which is just...
And, like, that was crazy. I remember just, like, all the scenes, like, watching them do it freaked me out. And, like, to this day, I get freaked out by windows.
When it first happened, was fucking freaked out. Like, the whole park, and then, like, just everyone froze, and you're like, what the fuck?
And people just started jumping off a building. I couldn't. No. I don't know why people hated it so much. I thought it was good. And I, like, know that everyone hated it, and I, like, understand, like, that they didn't like it, and, like, it's, like, famously known for not being good. But I liked it. It freaked me out.
I think it started out really strong, which is not what people are interested in with him.
And also Zooey Deschanel's great. So.
Yeah, she's in it. But so wasn't Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, Mark Wahlberg.
Mac. Another one we don't talk about is The Last Airbender. I haven't seen it, and
Enjoy
I'm
that
not
awful
going
noise
to.
I made because it's awful.
Yeah, I'm
I
not
saw it
gonna
in
watch
theaters because I hate myself. It was so bad, Gabe. It was the
No,
worst movie I've
I
ever
don't
seen
want
in my
to.
life.
I don't want to admit that it exists, so we're gonna move on.
I don't leave during movies. I wanted to leave during the movie, and I don't feel that very often. Like, I was like halfway
There's
through,
so much
and I was
potential.
like, the only other time, this says something. The only time in my life where I ever felt like I wanted to leave a movie other than that movie was Paul Blart Mall Cop. And the solution to that was falling asleep.
M. Night has said, according to Wikipedia, that a common misperception is that all his films have twist endings or that they're scary. Where in actuality, all his movies are spiritual and have emotional perspective. Which is true. Because you think about you consider his first two films, which Praying with Anger and then Wide Awake, are both blatantly religious.
Yeah.
And then you have something like Signs, again, blatantly religious.
Yeah.
You know, Sixth Sense, also religious.
Mm-hmm.
And it comes up where I would say The Village probably is, I mean, there's like religious aspects. It's more like, it's more like
cultural kind of thing.
Yeah. But then, you know, just counting that, like, Split and Unbreakable are superhero movies, so they don't count. But yeah,
it was kind of like with or like, if you believe, it can happen kind of thing. It was very much like The Secret.
Yeah,
the book, The Secret.
Mm-hmm.
Where, like, if you believe hard enough, then you can jump off a roof and be fine. That's what The Secret was.
Oh.
Did you know?
That's a bad secret to tell
it was
people.
It was like a thing where, like, people read it and they did, like, stupid things and, like, died. And, like, I don't know if people died, but, like, they got hurt.
They should have.
Yeah, where it was just, like, the book basically is, like, if you believe in yourself enough or, like, in something enough, it'll happen. And, like, that's the secret that, like,
these are crazy
people
things.
don't tell you. At least I'm pretty sure that's what it was about.
I definitely agree that, like, with what he's saying. And I think if you look at that, it's more about, like, the people, not so much the experiences. Like, shit's going down and it's scary, and it's also, like, you know, there's a twist. But it's more of, like, how are these people dealing?
Yeah.
That's what the happening is about. It's like, how are people dealing? How do you deal with, like, that information? Even The Village is, like, people rising to that occasion. Lady in the Water is all about people, too. Just, like, people believing.
Yeah.
As well as every one of his movies is like, Sixth Sense is like, do you believe my secret?
Yeah.
He says it 1,000,000 times, that child.
Yeah.
Do you believe my secret? So I agree.
And it's like, seems like it's really playing upon, like, the power of the mind to, like, make things true.
And
my God, that's literally in every single one.
Exactly. So I think he's kind of like,
I just got it.
I guess Split really helped because now he's, like, kind of back up and people are interested again. But I think it would have helped if people just weren't so invested in this twist ending situation and more in, like, the emotions that he's putting into it.
Yeah.
I think those films would have fared better because people wouldn't have gone in it with these, like, different expectations.
It seems like most of his films are, like, about believing something to be true and, like, it influencing the way things happen, where the happening was just, like, chemicals in the wind make you kill yourself. That was what that movie was. You didn't have to believe in anything.
I think it was more about hope.
Oh, I could see that. Okay,
you know, like, and they made a new family, and they had to with the random.
Just kill the other ones. We have a new one.
Well, I mean, they all killed themselves.
Yeah.
So you pick up pieces, you make your own family. Yeah, I think it was more about hope.
Yeah.
And, like, dealing with,
like, tragedy and loss and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think it was a little bit more. And then apparently, I kind of read some things where he uses symbolic colors.
Ooh.
And that kind of makes sense. Like, red in Sixth Sense happens a lot. Green and purple in Unbreakable because that's like a superhero thing. And it definitely was. There was no color happening in Unbreakable except when you saw, like, Mr. Glass and his elaborately purple and outrageous coats. Like, that's a real thing.
He dressed ridiculously.
And
it was great.
And then and then the good guy wearing green with his giant poncho.
Oh my God, Poncho Man. Literally so many outfits from that movie were just so funny to me. I thought they were hilarious.
Yeah, I think they're great.
He saved the day in a fucking green poncho.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. And then apparently there's, like, there is red and yellow in The Village. It's like red is where you wear. Yeah. So, I mean, I like symbolism.
Like that.
I think color symbolism is dope. because I'm a big, I love color correction. I get like a film hard on about it.
If I shoot you, you'll stay alive. You're a superhero.
No, Jesus.
Hey, South Philly. This don't look like South Philly. We're in South Philly.
This is South Philly?
That's not South Philly. That don't look like South Philly to me. That's not our South Philly. You see our fucking streets? There's no yards or trees.
You sleep out forever. I'll still see you. Yeah, and then you'll see. Then you'll see. We'll see each other. And nobody else, Mama. I'll have you on my
We
side.
watched Split, Sixth Sense, and Unbreakable.
Yeah.
We started with Split, which is about a man with 23 different personalities who suffers from DID, which is Dissasociative Identity Disorder, which means you have this person, I don't want to say has the ability, because that's kind of how it is in Split, but it's that generally what happened is some kind of trauma from your youth causes you to create these alternative personalities that help you cope because your own person can't. So they generally come from different needs. So sometimes if you're a young, scrawny, artistic boy or something, you might have a bodybuilder who comes out and tries to protect you, but then you also have this child personality that even if you're like an adult comes out sometimes when you're like feeling vulnerable and it's like you want people to pity you. There's all this like kind of debate on DID and what really it is and if it even exists, because there's been some kind of shade going on. But this follows one who has 23 different personalities. And he, at the start of the film, kidnaps and imprisons 3 teenage girls and keeps them in an underground, isolated facility.
What's really interesting about it, though, is that, like, I don't know if this is true. I feel like I just really want to know all about DAD.
DID.
DID. But then also, it's like they had different medical conditions and stuff like that. Like, like, his body changed based on who he was.
Yeah, like, one has diabetes.
Like, that shit's just crazy. And I feel like that's just, like, too crazy to not be real. Like, I feel like that has to be a thing that happens in those disorders. Otherwise, how would that even be a thought? I don't know. So, like, I want to do research on it because that's fascinating.
Yeah. There's definitely a lot because, I mean, so I've read a few things. So there's a book called When Rabbit Howls. I'm blanking on the author's name, but it's about a woman who has dissociative identity disorder, and she realizes it much later in life. And it's they suffer from blackouts because those are times when they're not there. Their electricity and, like, technology tends to falter around them because they have so much more energy going on. That it kind of zaps it out. But there's also, like their voices change, their mannerisms change, but then also, like, sometimes they are left-handed. So they'll write with their left hand. Yeah. And, like, it's just these, like, minute, like, personality traits that come out. And even, like, if you watch the old film Sybil, which is a debatable history, you can see the kind of different abilities. But primarily the important part of it is that it comes from a place of great trauma in your childhood, like very young. And then it's so horrific that your body just separates itself.
Yeah, it separates, like, parts of your mind so that you're able to cope. Everything I've seen on it is, like, super interesting. There was an Law & Order SVU episode about it that was just literally fascinating, about a woman who had, like, a bunch of different personalities, and, like, the differences between them were just, I don't know. The actors and the actresses, like, play people who have these disorders do a really good job.
But the problem with it
James
for me...
McAvoy.
Yeah, he was amazing. He just in, like, the very subtle ways. So James McAvoy is the man who has, or the person who has 23 personalities, because there's several people in there. There was a lady. There's a few. There was Jade too, but there was, like, so many cool ways where if he, like, just the way he set his shoulders, you knew which character. It was like, oh, here's Patricia.
Yeah, it was crazy. Even just like you could see his face
would change.
Like it was just so cool.
Yeah, Kat and I had this dilemma where we were oddly attracted to, what was his name?
Dennis.
And it was like, he's not a great person, and it was just this, like, authority and that, like,
weird. It means there's something wrong with us.
Yeah,
it's what it does. We need to do some self-evaluation if that's something that we found attractive. But it was really weird, and it was,
and it happened. So, like, because it would be like, he would come up and you knew it was Dennis. Like, and we could feel it. We'd be like, oh, here's Dennis.
Shut up. No, it's not like that.
It's so horrible, but it was. And then sometimes we'd be like, oh, there's Patricia. Or they'd be like, oh, there's Hedwig.
I love Hedwig. Poor babe.
Etc.
I'm gonna slap you.
Like, so can I kiss you now or what? You're probably pregnant.
It was so
It's the cutest. And he did the dance. Just like,
he was so good at dancing to Kanye.
I know, it's amazing. Etc. Again, the doctor was amazing. She was the character itself is phenomenal and written really well.
And she was really good at telling what personality was which, but then also staying on the good side. Yeah,
she knew how to manipulate, but in like a positive way. And I do think she genuinely cared and that she genuinely believed in them. And it was just, it was a really beautiful cinematic piece. It was good with its, stress. I didn't super love the flashbacks of the girl, like to her dad and hunting and stuff, only because I thought it would serve us a little better. Like, I know it showed that she knows how to use a gun, but there's a whole scene where he talks about you follow your prey with a gun and then you shoot. Yeah. And she didn't do that. And I don't know if that's like in
I think part of somewhere. I don't know. What it seemed like for me is that the first time when she had something horrible happening to her, she didn't shoot. And like that's what I gauged as the reason they did it the way they did. Is because like the uncle was like her torturer or whatever. And she had the chance.
She's not impure.
Yeah. Like she had the chance to shoot him and like end it there. Yeah. And she didn't.
Fixed it.
So
I see that.
So now like, I saw it more as like, now I have to shoot. This isn't a hesitation moment. Like, this is fuck. You need to die because if not, then my life is this from now on.
And that's why at the end, she like looks at that cop like, that's not my guardian. Like, I don't want to be with him. Like, it's finally she's like, I've had to deal with enough shit now. I'm done.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it. That makes more sense.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm not saying that, like, anything that happened in the movie was okay and that you should eat teenagers because they've never been through shit. But I kind of... But
also, I'm not saying you should.
I just kind of agree with the fact that if you've, like, experienced trauma and you've been through something awful, that it gives you more perspective and, like, creates you have more depth to you. Mm-hmm. You have, like, a deeper personality and existence. And, like, you have more understanding of your emotions and, like... kind of what the world is.
Yeah, like she knew Dennis had OCD and was able to tell that girl to pee herself instead of trying to fight him. Like she understood danger and was able to calculate it without acting rashly.
Yeah.
I mean, it didn't...
I thought she said that more so because it's like, once you do that, you kind of don't want to do sexual things to people.
No, she could tell because the way he fixed things. Mm. And it could also just be, maybe that's a tactic that people tell women like who are going to be raped.
That's like a thing. Yeah, so if you pee on yourself, they don't really want to have sex with you because it's gross.
Then they just murder you.
Yeah, it's never a good situation. I mean, I'd rather if you're in that situation in any capacity, that's not a good time.
The follow-up film to Unbreakable and Split is Glass, and it is set to come out in 2019.
Are they making a fucking superhero movie that I sort of fucking got?
It is. That's what this is.
That's annoying.
He's the new villain.
I don't like it.
So we also watch Unbreakable, which if you haven't seen it, that's fine. Because it follows a security guard named David Dunn. Has a double
which is the name of someone I went to college with, and that's weird.
Also, the alliteration is kind of like a superhero thing. Peter Parker. But he survives a horrific train crash at the beginning of the film.
He's like, nah, I'm fine.
And after the incident, with the help of a manipulative, disabled comic art gallery owner named Elijah Price, he learns that he possesses superhuman powers.
Yes.
He's very strong, and he doesn't get hurt. He is unbreakable, as opposed to the very breakable Elijah Price. Yes. If all is done is he's trying to explore and confront his powers, and just like deal with his family and his kid who wants to shoot him, who needs to believe that his dad is not just a normal average guy, because that would suck.
Yeah.
Like, maybe your dad just is fucking normal, and your parents are going through some shit. Like, it's okay.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to be a superhero that fixes everything.
Yeah.
Anyway, the ending, he saves some people and exhibits his powers, and then he learns the truth about Elijah Price. I don't know if we should say what the truth is. Anyway, not everyone is as it seems, and it turns out it's a superhero origin story.
So great it was.
And that's why at the end of
I really didn't
Split,
like it. I'm sorry.
It's okay. At the end of Split, you see David Dunn, and someone is referencing Mr. Glass, which is Elijah Price, or Samuel L. Jackson's character, because they're going to have something to do with it. Because who else is going to be able to fight this super villain who is like a demon in a person's clothes, like that needs to eat flesh and
what's
climbs
crazy,
the walls?
It's like a whole thing where it's just like, oh, if you believe hard enough in your brain that you'll be able to do, like, you just decide you're a different person and now you can do all the things. And what the fuck's Mr. Glass been doing this whole time?
Well, that's not...
It kind of it contradicts.
It's not like you can... His body is messed up. And not everyone can have multiple personalities.
I know, but it's basically suggesting, like, if you believe enough,
yeah,
then you can fix your body.
It really sucks that Elijah Price was as messed up as he was. Because it's like, you really are supposed to sympathize with him. Like, you see him on the playground, and you see him reading his comics, and you see his mom. It's just beautiful. And it's like something just didn't click right in him.
Well, it seems like he just had a skewed understanding of, like, what his purpose was based on, like, the events that happened to him. So, like,
It was how he dealt with his trauma.
Yeah, it's like he had his own interpretation of what it was. And it seemed like, honestly, it was because he read too many comics, which was weird.
Oh, yeah, it was a little bit of that.
Yeah, it was just like, oh, I read a bunch of superhero things because that's all I could do without breaking. And that's why when kids were mean to me, now I think they all should die.
They should break.
It was it was interesting.
Like, break now.
I want to know where the disconnect happened, where he turned evil. Like,
I think we'll learn more in the next one. Because it's called Glass.
Yeah, so he has to be in it.
He has got to be.
And he's mentioned at the end of Split. So, like, he has to be involved.
Maybe he helps. Maybe it's like a hello, Clarice kind of situation where he helps. Because he's like, I'm a supervillain.
Haha, did you know?
I mean, he's pretty powerful. He killed a lot of people. He's killed a lot more people than Split guy.
Yeah, and it was like just with his like smarts, not with his body.
Yeah, with his fucking explosives. Yeah. He's a terrorist.
Yeah, he's very smart.
M. Night taught us that terrorists are bad.
We did not know before.
He taught us.
Mystery solved.
You want to tell us about Sixth Sense? We already kind of talked about it, but go ahead.
We did. So, this is the haps that happened in the movie. So, Bruce Willis is a like child psychologist or whatever the heck it is. I don't know. He helps kids with their brains.
Yeah.
Who've experienced trauma, and he's like, oh, this is the thing that's wrong with you. Here's the things you can do. Talks to them, kind of figures out what's going on in their lives. Yeah, like a therapist does. He wins an award, and essentially there's one kid who like he wasn't able to help. I mean, that happens in anyone's career where it's like you have like one kind of, oh, I wish that went differently kind of thing, where it's like you wish you handle things differently, but we're humans, so sometimes we mess up. So this is his mess up, and essentially he's like, well, why don't you help me? He breaks into his house. The kid that he failed thinks he did not deserve the award, breaks into his house, and it's like in his bath. It's like kind
ironic.
It's kind of like creepy and then also ironic. And then shoots him. It's kind of like, you failed me. I'm always scared when I'm alone. Are you scared when you're alone? Whatever. So shoots him. It's sad. La da. Then he goes about his life, in quotes.
Afterlife.
And then meets this boy who's kind of like very similar to the boy that was in. He failed.
Yeah.
And he sees this as a new opportunity. Suspected mood disorder. So who's like also just like has a lot going on in his life. Single parent home. Very similar to the kid that he supposedly failed. Mm-hmm. So he sees this as like a new chance to make up for the bad thing that happened to him. And, like, that kid and his life and whatever. And basically, the whole premise of it is that this little boy sees dead people who don't know they're dead. And they kind of just, like, torture him. And no one believes him. So, like, the big thing is, like, do you believe my secret that I see dead people? Because no one else does. Because it's a crazy thing.
He sees one specific man who does not know that he's dead this whole time.
Yeah. In addition to other people.
Yeah, he sees one very important one, though.
Yeah.
Who's really good at twist endings.
Yeah. So, but yeah. So essentially, Bruce helps him. I don't know what his real name is in the movie. Helps him figure out that, like, the ghost people are there for a reason. They're talking to him for a reason. They want help. They're not just like talking to talk kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then he kind of helps the boy.
Yeah, because now instead of like being afraid of them and running from them, now he's confronting them and he's helping them. So you also feel like this was my purpose the whole time. Yeah,
it's like more power to him, kind of like take on like the horrible things that are happening to him. It kind of makes him his own version of a superhero, honestly.
Yeah.
Where it's like he's not a victim anymore because he can actually like help these people who have passed on and were not able to fulfill their life purpose.
Mm-hmm. Like the poor girl who died via Munchausen by proxy.
The big thing that he helps this boy kind of take power over the fact that he can see dead people. And Mom of the Year,
she's a great mom.
She's such a good mom. We're fucking crying during the movie.
She's such a great mom.
She was such a good mom. And like, even like her, she's like believes him at the end, and like that's like such a liberating moment because that's something you don't really believe. Mm-hmm. Like we saw so many movies where moms just instantly believe their children when they shouldn't have. This is one where we're really happy.
Yeah, like Child's Play, not so much. Yeah. This one, yes, and it was like, I mean, he did have a good like winning story about the grandmother. Like that was kind of like a cheap shot. Where it's just like we've established previously that how she feels about her mom.
Yeah.
Very sensitive. So like talking about it is a thing. But she always she knows something's up and she always really handled the situations very well.
Yeah. I related to that mom so hard.
I did like in Sixth Sense specifically, he went really heavy on the Philadelphia isms. There's a lot of there's an Eagle sweatshirt.
Yeah.
There was like a Sixers hat. There was like
we had a drinking game associated with it where we drank anytime there was a Philadelphia associated thing.
Yeah, anything Philadelphia related we would drink, and so we were a little tipsy in that movie.
Well, what's also like one of those things where it's like everyone always talks about how he's about the twist. Like that movie's just like classically good, even without the twist. Like all the actors are on it. The story is good, even if he wasn't, spoilers, dead the whole time. Mm-hmm. Like if that didn't happen, it still would have been a great movie.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have been as good. Like it probably wouldn't have gotten the big oh my god that it did. But like you would still watch it and think like, oh, that's good.
All the murder in Philly. Let's go. But it's not even like regular murder. It's fancy murder. There's different minds inside one person kind of murder. It's exciting.
What is happening?
Oh, it's the whole point of the movie.
He started out all kinds of broken. He's the opposite of that.
No, he's the unbroken. He's unbreakable. It's a whole,
I think they meant
the
to
title.
I think they meant to say barely breakable.
Misleading.
Incredibly
from
breakable.
the get-go.
The most breakable.
Well, Bruce Willis is in it, so that's why there's a twist. You can't just have a regular, straightforward movie.
I see dead people.
Or
kryptonite is water. Your kryptonite
is water.
Water. Water, kryptonite. Yeah.
Got it.
Got it.
I'm gonna say that I see dead people.
Yeah.
Clearly, in my house all the time. Right now, is what I'm saying. Yeah. Susan.
Me? What's my purpose? Please tell me. Let's not wait a whole movie.
No, that's it. No, Susan.
It's a better place.
Susan's always got her back. I see the ghost in our basement. I see dead people in our basement.
Is it Jess?
Yeah, no, I love the good old Bruce Willis twist that Jeff says. But I also just, like I said, I just genuinely enjoy his films. I enjoy the journey he takes us on, and the characters that he puts out there are all kind of relatable in a way. Like, even these people who are literal superheroes or supervillains are people.
Yeah.
In a more plausible way than I can... Like, I can't identify with Peter Parker or Bruce Wayne, but I can relate to David Dunn, and I can know a father.
People. Yeah, they're like normal people.
Yeah, I just, he's a big name, but I just know I'm going to go in and I'm going to enjoy it.
I so see dead people, and I loved his movies growing up. Like, there were ones that, like, I love The Happening. I don't care what anyone says. Like, I enjoyed it. Throw my head through a fucking window. Creepy shit. But I really liked it. I like all his movies. There are, like, certain parts of, like, there's certain parts of all movies that I don't like. Mm-hmm. But, like, Sixth Sense and Signs were, like, two really important movies in my childhood that I just loved. And it's, like, they're one of the first few movies that I watched. I was like, oh my god, scary movies though.
Signs is great. I don't want to rewatch it, though. I want it to stay preserved in my brain as
something that was like good and not awful. Yeah.
Just I want to remember it fondly.
Yeah, like his name was out there so much when I was younger too. It was just like it was kind of like a nice ease into this horror movie genre, honestly, because they weren't that scary, but they were scary enough for you to be like, oh, I can watch this. It wasn't The Ring. It was like, it was like well thought out plot.
Yeah.
With like a storyline that was really interesting. That was like not to like just scare you. It was to like make you think about stuff. And like when you have to like rewatch it and look for all the little cues to tell you that it's been, It was just, they're really thought out and they're really good. And I really like his movies. And I always have.
I think as a spiritual person, like growing up, they really spoke to me too. Because there was something about like, I mean, one of my favorite all-time horror movies, and I'm sure we're definitely going to do an episode on Stephen King specifically, was Rose Red. But it's foundational in my love for horror. There is just like the scene where a woman who's very religious survives because she's praying. And as someone who dealt with a lot of just like issues and like trauma and just like constant stress and like fear growing up, having this reaffirmation that like your faith can get you through it really helped me. So like even Signs was like, wow, like maybe that's okay. And it's not like I'm not that spiritual anymore, but there's still like pieces of me that really like appreciate that existed for little Gabe. Like I'm like, thank you for putting that into the world.
I totally hear what you're saying. I think I really like them for a similar reason. I wasn't very spiritual. That like wasn't the thing, but it was that like bad things happen to normal people. Like that's just bad things happen.
And it makes you stronger.
Yes. And that's like the theme of all the movies, that like you can turn the things that are awful that happen to you into a strength, into like something that like makes you better or like more resilient or like able to handle more in your life. So like it makes you stronger, not weaker. Yeah. And like in all of his movies you see that. And for someone who's like just always kind of felt like, oh, the awful things that have happened to me are weaknesses. They're reasons that people would not want to stick around. It's the opposite. It's like, no. They're what make you great.
People are there.
They're what make you way more interesting, way more, layered and have more depth and all that other stuff. They like make you who you are, and it's better that way.
Yeah.
It helps you not regret them. It helps you like be like, this happened for a reason. And I'm better because of it.
Yeah. Now you're a superhero. You're an everyday superhero just for surviving.
Yeah.
We got you. Thanks, we got you. Yeah. We understand. Thank you.
You helped little us get through
Thank you
the
for
shit
your
that
service.
we've been through. Yeah. For making us think that if we believed hard enough, we'd be cool.
Yeah.
We'd be good.
Maybe we can lift cars.
Yeah.
We should try.
We
should jump off the building.
Woo!
If you believe hard enough, you can fly.
It's a secret.
I knew it. M. Night, this is for you.
No. We're not don't do that, and we're not
we're fine. We're not going to die.
We're just going to continue to not die.
Yes.
That's the lesson that we got. Don't get married to your kids.
Don't get married to your kids because they see dead people.
And then they'll get kidnapped and eaten.
Don't get married because the crazy psychopath will eat your kids because they're impure.
Yeah. Don't have a regular life filled with no trauma. Traumatize your kids.
Yes.
So that they don't get eaten by cannibal people.
And jump off buildings because you could probably fly.
Yeah.
Don't. Okay, wait. No, really don't do that.
Do not
Hold on.
ever jump off of a building.
You cannot fly. This is not a reverse psychology. This is legit.
Times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't blow up trains either.
Yeah. Just like do your normal thing.
But like also traumatize your kids.
A little bit. Just like the right amount. So that they've experienced something. So that
they don't get eaten.
They don't get eaten for being unpure.
Kids get eaten a lot.
Yeah.
This is like
many a movie that we've seen where children are consumed.
They get eaten in Clown. Kids get eaten in zombie movies.
Zombie movies, Clown.
It's Jesus.
There's many a movie where children are eaten by bad things.
Why have kids? They're just gonna get eaten.
Yeah, don't have kids. Work for they get eaten.
Bye.
Bye.